Hey everyone, this is Stefan James from Project Life Mastery, and today I'm going to share with you how you can become a confident public speaker. I'm going to share with you a lot of tips and strategies that can help you feel more confident, more comfortable, and to better communicate yourself, whether that's in front of a large group of people, a large audience, or a small group, or maybe it's in front of a camera as I am right now. Or maybe you have some sort of message, something important to you that you want to share with the world, that you want to express or communicate or articulate, that you know can influence other people's lives for the better and make an impact in people's lives, which I believe is what speaking is really about. Or maybe you want to improve your social skills. You want to feel more comfortable and confident speaking in front of friends or meeting new people. Or maybe you're single, you want to better attract the opposite sex and be more confident and comfortable in your ability to communicate can help you do that. Listen, whatever your goal is, I'm going to share a lot of strategy here for you that can help you. First thing I want to mention is I used to struggle in this area of my life. I used to be a horrible speaker. Back when I was in high school, I was incredibly shy, an introvert. I went to 3 different high schools and had a hard time making friends. I used to isolate myself and play video games all day. In fact, I used to skip a lot of school to do that. And I remember, for example, when I'd be in class and I'd have to give a presentation in front of the class for a project, I'd much rather skip. I'd skip and take the 0 than actually show up and do it. That's how terrified I was. When the teacher would pick me out in front of the class to ask me a question in front of everyone, my face would turn bright red, my palms would sweat, I'd shake. Sometimes I'd try to anticipate it so I can excuse myself to go to the bathroom and avoid it, avoid the humiliation that I felt. And because I went through so much pain, because I struggle so much, guys, I believe that was a gift because that created the motivation, the drive for me to change that. That I would not be the speaker of who I am today if I did not go through the hard struggles that I went through. I wouldn't have that same motivation to develop myself as I have. And now today I'm a professional speaker. I've got a YouTube channel here and I speak at events. I've spoken at events of 2,000 people, spoken to small groups. I've done videos here, over 1,000 videos here on YouTube, and reached millions of people from all over the world. And, I feel I'm not the best speaker in the world by any means, but I've made a lot of progress and I've improved myself a lot. And the first thing I want you to know is that you can change this. This is a learnable skill. That if you were where I was, or maybe worse off, or maybe better than I was, I want you to know and understand that you can change this. You can develop yourself. You can develop your confidence, your comfort, your ability to communicate. So it doesn't have to be scary or hard. It will take practice. It will take time. It will take commitment, just like with anything else in your life. But a lot of what I share with you here can definitely help you with that. Now, one thing I want to share with you, I think the most important thing when it comes to speaking is I always look at it that 80% of communication and speaking is your why and purpose for speaking. And only 20% is the how. See, most people, they focus on the 20%, which is the how. They over-focus, in my opinion, on what they're going to say. They're worried about the words. They're trying to articulate everything perfectly and try to be smooth. If you'll notice, when I speak, I'm not that smooth. I make a lot of mistakes. I say, like, I stumble over my words at times. I'm not too worried about that though, because I believe that's only the 20%. The 80%, on the other hand, is why. It's the emotion that you associate to what you're speaking about and why it's important for you to articulate and communicate it. Because I don't really believe that a speech is what changes someone's life. I don't look at myself as a speech maker or even a speaker. I look at myself as an influencer, a persuader. That my job, my role is to communicate with you in a way to elicit certain emotions and influence you to make new choices in your life, to take new actions, because that's the only way someone's life can change. That when I communicate, I want you to feel certain things. And the only way you can do that is it first starts with the emotions that I feel that I can transfer into you. One of my favorite quotes from Maya Angelou is that people will seldom remember what you said or what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I want to make sure that as you come here and watch my videos, that your life is better off for it. You're here giving me your time and attention, which I appreciate. And I want to make sure that you're better off for being here, that you receive some form of value in your life, that you feel inspired, motivated, uplifted, Maybe you feel new insights that you have, or new distinctions, or new breakthroughs, a shift in mindset, which can change your life. Or maybe sometimes I want you to feel disturbed. Sometimes I want to challenge you. Sometimes I want to challenge you to not settle in your life, or challenge a limiting belief, or to stir something up within yourself that can be uncomfortable in the moment, but can lead you to making a new breakthrough in your life. But either way, I want you to feel something. I want to change your state and how you feel. So the first thing is starting with the why, the purpose behind why you're speaking, and to make first and foremost what it is that you're sharing so important within you that when it's important within you, you're going to be able to articulate it with ease. The words aren't going to matter that much. It's the emotion and how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it that matters. How you feel, your enthusiasm is contagious. It's infectious. People feel it. You know, I could write out a script and go word for word in that script. It's not going to have that same power as it is by being authentic and genuine and passionate in the way that I am. So the first thing, like I said, is knowing your why. You got to make it important within you. If what I'm sharing I don't feel is important, then how can I make you feel that it's important? There'll be a lack of congruency there. So first, I got to be congruent with what I'm saying. The topic of what I'm sharing with you right now is easy for me because I know the pain, the struggle that I had as a speaker. I know how hard that was in my life to overcome that. And I know how important this is, how much this has changed my life. And I know there's people watching this that are struggling, suffering, maybe as I was, maybe worse. And so for me, I know the importance of this, and that can help me communicate. And I hope you feel that as I'm communicating with you here in this video. So the why is key. Ask yourself, why is what I'm sharing important? Why must I share this with the other person, with this audience? Why is it a must that I communicate it? Why do they need to hear what I have to say? For me, I make it so important that I believe there's pain in some cases if they don't hear it. I believe that a lot of people will continue to suffer or struggle in their lives if they don't receive what it is that I have to share with them. And that gives me a sense of power and belief and confidence in what I'm going to share. It makes it important, and communication is just a transfer of that emotion. I'm transferring the emotions within me into you and influencing you in that way. So asking yourself why. The second thing I do is I ask myself, who am I communicating with? Who is the audience? Who is the person on the other side of this video? Who are the people that I'm going to go out and socialize with? I want to know who they are, because when you're speaking, the purpose of speaking, it's not about you. See, the big challenge that people make when they speak is they make it about them. They are over worried about how they look, how they sound, all the words. They're trying to be a perfectionist. That's you being caught up in you, being self-absorbed. When really the purpose of speaking is to influence the other person, as I said. So you got to make it more about them. And when you do that, you're getting out of your head. Because as long as you self-obsess over yourself, you're going to be living too much up here. You're going to overthink things. Every thought that you have, every word, you're going to say, oh, that was the wrong word. Or I got to say the perfect words in a perfect sequence and articulate myself in an elegant way. You're going to over worry and create so much stress in yourself by having that level of perfection that you're going to struggle. And so I try to avoid thinking up here in my head. I have an idea of what I'm going to share. I don't have a script or anything like that, but I just know how important it is and who I'm communicating with, and I make it about the other person. I make it about you. So who am I communicating with? I'm maybe communicating with someone that wants to change their life. Someone that, is maybe struggling in this area as I was, and they're committed to changing that. I'm communicating with someone that has maybe an open mind, and I respect you for that. Because I also ask myself, why do I respect this person and why do I care about them? Because the more that I can care about you and care about my audience, a stranger, the more effective that I can be in sharing with them and helping and serving. So who is this person? What do I respect about them? Man, I respect that they're here. I respect the fact that you're here right now watching this video. There's millions of other videos you could watch on YouTube, but you're here. I respect the fact that you're committed, that you have an open mind. You made it this far in this video. You haven't hit exit yet. You haven't moved on to another video yet. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the time and attention that you give. And I care about this person because they're just like me. You might have been where I was. We can connect and relate in the same problems. We're also brothers and sisters on this planet, in this world, and we're all connected. And, I want to help other people's lives, and that's my mission, my purpose in my life. And so I care about everybody that, I want to share with and be able to help and serve. So for me already, just by asking myself those two questions, before I even start about what I'm going to say, that's setting things up before I speak. I want you to know a lot of things you want to do before you actually go up on stage, before you speak in front of a group, before you turn on the camera, before you go out and socialize. These are things you do in advance to prepare yourself, to make sure that you're at your best. Because if other people are going to give their time and attention to you, do you not think that they deserve you being at your best? You got to make sure that you really appreciate the time that people are giving you. And for me, I take that seriously. I take that as a big responsibility. And I want to make sure that I over-deliver, that I give more value than what anyone could have expected. That when someone clicks on a video, they have an idea of what they might get. I want to go above and beyond in making sure that I can really serve this person more than what they want, but what they need on a much deeper level. So that's my goal, and I think people deserve that from you, and that starts with you being at your best. So why is this important? Why is this a must that I share and communicate this? Who is this person? Why do I care about them? What do I respect about them? So those are questions I do. And then also what I do is I make sure that I put myself in a resourceful state. I want to make sure that before I speak, I'm on a scale from 1 to 10, level 10. I want to make sure that I'm at my best, as I said. So things that I do to get out of my head, to get more present, more in the moment, is I turn on some music. And I'll turn on some music, I'll start singing, I'll start dancing, I'll start doing silly things. Really what you want to do is you want to unstifle yourself. Most people, they're too stifled. They're too much, again, in their head. They overthink things. So for me, music, dancing, moving around, doing crazy things, it gets me more present. Meditation can also be a way to do that as well, although I personally like to warm myself up, to move my body, my voice. For example, sometimes I over-exaggerate my movements. So, if I put on music, or sometimes I'll, kind of talk to myself out loud, I guess, in my apartment or wherever I am. I'll just kind of walk around in circles and talk out loud. And when I talk, I really want to expand my range. Okay, I want to warm myself up. So I'll warm up and speak in ways of making huge gestures and be really animated and big facial expressions and, powerful, intense moves. And I'll bring down my energy to more quiet and soft and gentle. And then I'll bring it back up again to more expressive and excited and passionate. And again, all I'm trying to do before I speak is to warm myself up and expand my range. Okay, that's it. So another things I do voice exercises, which are great. I actually have a vocal coach by the name of Roger Love. He's the best in the world. He works with a lot of celebrities and entertainers, and he actually has a course that goes into how to develop your voice and improve that. So I can link to that below for you guys in the description. But great course to develop your voice, a lot of vocal exercises to warm yourself up. But I do whatever I need to do to get myself at level 10. Sometimes I got a little mini trampoline, a rebounder. If you watch my older videos, you might have seen that, but I'll jump up and down on that, and that just kind of loosens myself up. And these are just, again, ways to unstifle myself, to be more comfortable, more confident. Sometimes I'll go to the gym, I'll exercise, I'll go for a run, because whenever you do that, again, you're getting more present. So whatever I need to do, I put myself at level 10. And that will make a huge difference when I turn on the camera, when I speak in front of an audience, or whatever it is. It'll make a huge difference, because now all of a sudden what I'm going to share and communicate will just flow out of me. Now, here's a tip for those of you that might be giving a speech. So most of the time I said I have nothing prepared for my videos or anything. I just know the topic of what I want to share, turn it on, share, communicate from my heart. Try to be as authentic as I possibly can. I actually think by being raw and authentic, it's more real. People connect and relate to that a lot more than someone that's too perfect. Because everybody knows that perfection doesn't exist. If I was too perfect, people will think, well, what are they really like, or what are they like behind the scenes, or there's a disconnect there. So I try to make sure that I avoid being perfect. I just share with passion and enthusiasm and sometimes some intensity. But if you are going to give a speech, I don't memorize the words of a speech. Like if I have to give a big speech in front of 2,000 people, things that can help you is I might memorize the beginning part, because the beginning part is the hardest. The beginning part of a speech is when you're the most uncomfortable. So I might practice that a bit more or rehearse the beginning part of it. Otherwise, I might kind of just make a list of bullets and main points that I want to share. The only times I say with videos that I do the most prep for are ones when I have a list of topics. So for example, if I do a video on 7 ways to change your life, to remember the 7 ways, I'll prepare those in advance and just kind of jot out, 1 to 7. And I kind of have an idea of what I could share on each one of those. But that's all I do. So I think you want to kind of have an idea about what you might want to share on a certain subject and kind of rehearse it. But again, don't get too caught up on the exact languaging and phrasing and words that you're going to use. That will come through the state and the emotion that you're in, the passion that you have, and why it's important. And as long as you meet your outcome, which again is never for you to look good, but it's really to make an impact and serve, then the goal is going to be accomplished. For me, I always try to make sure any video that I create, I always ask myself, will one person benefit from this? If one person does, it was more than worth it, more than beneficial. So your state is everything, guys. Put yourself in a peak state. If you need to practice the beginning part of a speech, make sure that you do that, because again, that's going to be the hardest part. Once you get into it a bit, you're going to get to a more of a flow. You'll get more confident and comfortable. Things will flow out of you a lot easier. Now, the other thing is obviously practice. The more practice, the more repetition that you do, the better that you get. I'd say for me, the level that I'm at now, I really don't, like I said, need to prepare that much because I've done this so much. I've put in my 10,000 plus hours. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something, or about 10 years. And I've been doing this for over 10 years now, because even before YouTube, for several years before that, I was a speaker and a coach. And so when you do something a lot, you get great at it. Now, for me, I started my journey when I was 18 years old. And I think one of the best things you can do is to have an audience that you can practice in front of that's supportive. So if you really want to develop this, I'd recommend joining Toastmasters. Toastmasters, I joined that when I was 18 years old. There's a website called toastmasters.org. I'll maybe link to that below for you guys. But basically what it is they have groups all over the world, different cities around the world. And you can join them, and they're groups of other people that are committed to improving their speaking skills. So you have an audience of people that you can speak in front of. They're going to give you feedback. They're going to support you, and that helps you improve. That's great. I did that for a while when I was first starting out, and that helped me a lot. Other things that help me that you might want to consider is improv classes and maybe acting classes as well. I did this early on as well. Very challenging to do, but what it'll do is it'll force you to get out of your shell. When you're acting, for example, you're taking on someone else's role, someone else's identity, and you're behaving in ways that are different than how you would normally behave. And that's a great way to loosen yourself up and get out of your shell. Improv is great too, because you have to learn how to think on the fly. You have to learn how to be witty. You have to learn how to just express without thinking. So improv classes are great for that too, and you can find that in your local city. I did that. Another thing that I did when I was 21 years old, I moved out from my mom's house and I moved into this house of a group of people. There was 9 of us at one point. We're all roommates and we lived in this house. We're all into self-development, wanting to improve ourselves. And I had an idea of doing a public speaking night. So once a week, I hosted a public speaking night. It was on Tuesdays. And basically, whoever showed up would just get an opportunity to practice speaking in front of everyone else. So sometimes it'd be only 1 or 2 people that would be there. Sometimes it'd be 9. Sometimes we'd invite other people over. And we each take turns giving a speech. We'd each take turns as picking a topic and speaking and communicating on it. And we'd also film each other too, give each other feedback. There's little things we did. And I did that every week on Tuesdays, and that really helped me develop my speaking skills as well. So there's no way around it. You're going to have to practice this, and I think if you can put yourself in environments that are supportive and safe to help you practice, that will give you a huge advantage. So whether that's Toastmasters, improv, acting classes, putting on your own group, your own speaking group if you need to, those are great ways that you can really develop that. Other things that have really helped me a lot too is filming myself. And filming, when you first film yourself as I am right now, and the first time you watch yourself on camera, it can be very shocking and uncomfortable. I remember the first time that I watched myself on camera, man, I had a hard time looking at myself, to be honest. I mean, I remember looking at myself and I was like, oh my God, do I look like that? Is that how I sound? Do I have that weird mannerism? Do I have that weird expression? I even know that. You're often sometimes not aware of you saying and you know, and these kind of habitual things that we often say that we're not aware of. But when you watch yourself, you see it, you become more aware. And you can, even though it might be hard at the beginning to watch yourself, but if you push yourself past it and you look at yourself and you're like, okay, you know what? I can improve this better, that better, that better. And then every time you do a new video, you consciously try to improve it. So I've got great benefit of doing videos like this. Whether or not anybody watches any of my videos, I benefit from it. I benefit first because I get to share something that helps me learn it better and integrate it more into my life, be more congruent with it, to walk my talk. But also it helps me develop my speaking, my confidence, my comfort. I watch myself, I give myself feedback, and I improve. All of those things are beneficial by filming yourself. So I cannot stress enough the value of that. Even if you have no intention of publishing it, you don't have to worry about that, guys. You don't have to publish it anywhere. Keep it privately on your computer, but just practice every day if you need to, or once a week. Turn on the camera, speak about something, sit down afterwards, watch it, give yourself feedback and improvement, and then do it again the next day. You do that again and again and again and again, you will get good. You will get a lot better at it. It's just a matter of time, okay? So film yourself and practice in that way. Definitely incredibly valuable to help you do that. So those are a few tips and strategies that can help you guys. There's more that I can share, but if you want more, let me know in the comments and I can do more videos like this for you. If you did enjoy this, please give this a thumbs up here on YouTube. I'd appreciate that. That also gives me an indicator of what kind of videos that I should do. If you enjoyed this, I could do more videos like this for you. And of course, subscribe for more. If you want more advice, help, things from me that can help you enhance your life, make sure you subscribe here to Project Life Mastery. Click the bell icon so that you can be notified of future videos as well. And leave a comment below. If you are struggling in this area of your life, or you might be pretty good and been working on it, what's been working for you? What is your struggle, and what's been working for you that's helped you with that? If other people share, I think everyone can benefit here from it. But if there are pieces that you struggle with, maybe it's anxiety and fear, then those are things I could do more videos on to be able to further serve and support you guys as well. So that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care and God bless.